to another episode of REVA Upclose. My name is Mary, and I'm here to give you another exclusive of what it's like to be part of the REVA Nation. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about how REVA Global nurtures a culture of training excellence. So if you are planning to join REVA Global, or if you have referrals that you'd like to invite and apply, this is the perfect episode for you. We're going to be joined today by an invaluable member of our training team who plays a pivotal role in shaping the development and growth of our workforce. So join us as we delve into our guest's wealth of knowledge and experience as he shares insights, best practices, and perhaps a few memorable anecdotes from his journey with REVA Global. So without further ado, let's extend a warm welcome to Roland Pineda. And hey, we're twinning. Hi, Roland.
Hi, Mary. Good morning, everyone. So, hi, my name is Roland. I'm from training. I've been with REVA for almost 5 years, 5 long years. And I started as a trainer. I initially applied as a VA, but when they saw my resume that I was also a trainer in the contact center, they asked me if I want to try applying as a trainer, and I just got surprised. I got the post, and here I am now after 5 years.
Love it. What month did you join back in 2019? Was it 2019 when you joined?
2018.
2018.
October 2018.
October 2018. I see.
October 1st, 2018.
Got it. All right. So this is your REVA anniversary, right? Okay. So turning 5 years, or you
Correct.
just. Right. Okay. All right. Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Roland, for joining us today. So we'll jump right in with the questions. Right. So first question for you. As a trainer, how would you describe the training culture here at REVA Global?
Let me think. REVA has a culture that promotes openness. So I really like that. We really value integrity, loyalty, and trust. And even in training, we find that each individual's feedback and ideas are valued, whether you're a VA or a manager. So even for trainees, if they do have feedback, we want to make sure that we take note of that and we take it in consideration, because all feedback are important. I actually got it from my previous mentor. They said that feedback is a gift. So if we provide feedback to the trainees, that's because we care for them. That's because we want them to be successful, and that's similar to us. If the trainees start providing us feedback, we want to make sure that we take all of those feedback and we use it. In that way, we could improve ourselves too.
Love that. And I can really attest to that as well. Since we are from the recruitment, Roland, sometimes we exchange feedback, and, each team, they're very open when it comes to exchanging feedback. So I think that's what's really nice about REVA Global. I can really agree to what you just said about openness. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, this is my favorite question for today. So what are your favorite parts of being a trainer specifically? What do you consider as the most rewarding experience about being a trainer here at REVA Global?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that I find very rewarding as a trainer. But probably the best one that, or probably this would be on top of my list. It's really being part of someone's success. Because I remember one trainee that I had before. At first glance, you would see that this person doesn't really fit the bill. Okay. So this person was very raw. She needed a lot of fine tuning. Mm-hmm. But despite this, I knew that she has potential. I know that she would be successful because she was very dedicated. She has great work ethic, which is really important. Yeah. So when she passed academy, when she got to operations, her client had nothing but praises for her. And that was she was actually the very first VA of that client. And now she even assists the client in getting more VAs and helping the client grow their business.
I love that.
So that's the best part for me.
I agree. I agree with that one. And from the first time that you meet them, you can't really tell what will happen in the future. So it's just nice to see them bloom and grow within the company, and you play a part, with the kind of growth that they've had. So that's really great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Roland, another question for you. I think this was supposed to be my next question. If there's a specific story, but is it going to be the same? I'm supposed to ask you if you can share a specific training experience or a success story, or will that be the success story already, the one that you just shared?
Oh gosh, she is my success story. She is actually my success story. But we also had one trainee before who we really invested a lot of time on in academy.
Okay.
Because he same with the first trainee that I had. He needs a lot of fine tuning. He needs help, especially when it comes to some of the exams that we have. But he has other skills that our clients would be needing for this for their business, and he also excelled. And there's a lot of those kinds of stories that we have in training, and it's really more of the trainers really getting to know the trainees and making sure that what are their strengths and what are the things that we could still develop. So if we would talk about the success stories, we're gonna need the entire day just for us to talk about them.
I love it. So do you see them like whenever we go on year-end parties, do you get to meet your trainees as well, and you walk up to them and maybe greet them?
Yeah, we do. We do see each other. Other than that, we even send messages to each other via Zoom, just to check how they are. Especially if I see them getting commendations from their clients in the lounge. So I also send messages to them just to check how they are and how they are with their clients.
Right, because whenever we have year-end parties, I remember how trainees would walk up to you guys and would really feel comfortable approaching you and be included in your table. So I love, how the relationship is, and it's really a testament with the culture that you have in training. So that's a really nice share. Thank you so much for that, Roland. Now another question for you: are you able to share, I don't know, kind of a memorable story, whether it be funny or scary, that happened during training that we can share with our audience today?
Sure. Okay, wait. This is a funny story, but I think it's funny and scary at the same time, because it's not supposed to happen in training, but it did.
All right.
There was one instance wherein we just came from break. So when the trainees go on break, we would ask them to turn off their cameras, go on mute. So while waiting for the trainees, I think it's a minute before the break ends. We had this one trainee who already turned on his camera, so obviously he's ready for training. But to my surprise, when I saw his video, I saw his wife in the background naked. So I was so surprised, and I started shouting the trainee's name. So let's say the trainee's name is Mary. I started shouting, Mary, Mary.
Oh no!
I didn't know what to do. So I forgot that I could turn off his camera. I forgot that I could kick him out of the room just to make sure that no one sees the video. But I started shouting and panicking. So I learned from that. So now I know what to do just in case it happens again. And it's very nice that it never happened again after that. But I think that's the funniest and the scariest experience that I've had training someone, because we don't want those kind of things to be exposed to other people. But it's good that I wasn't recording yet, because break was about to end.
I was about to ask if it was recorded. Okay, so that's good that it wasn't. So those are the uncontrollables, right? Whenever we have virtual meetings like this. All right, but that was a close one. Well, you've seen it, but glad that wasn't recorded. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So a reminder to everyone. So I think it would be helpful if you have the camera cover on your laptop, if you have that, or on your webcam. I think that will be helpful as well. And always have a virtual background, right?
Right. Other than covering the camera, we always remind them to make sure that everyone at home knows that they are working. In that way, no one should be walking behind them. No one else should be in the background, because they wouldn't know who else could see it.
True.
And we just want to make sure that we prevent those circumstances from happening.
Right. Definitely, it would go viral if it was recorded. But we're a company here, so I don't think that'll happen. But imagine if it does, right? But thank you so much for that share. So we all have a takeaway here, guys. To always make sure that it's a blank wall or it's a safe space for the background, right? So thank you so much for that share. Roland, okay, so we'll talk about, next question, we'll talk about what are the keys to success as a virtual assistant. So if they are planning to be part of REVA Global and be a trainee here, what are the keys to becoming a successful VA?
Oh, that's a great question. Let's probably talk about the essential skills first. That they would need, or the qualities that they would need as a virtual assistant, because these are the main things that we would look for when you join training. So number one, we need someone who has good communication skills. So you should be comfortable communicating in English, because all of our clients are in the US and they all communicate in English, and we want to make sure that we're able to communicate with them clearly. We should be able to express our thoughts. So that's number one. Two, we need someone who's reliable. Because no matter how good you are, if you're not there, we won't be able to help the clients. Or let's say, even if you're really good, if you're not in training, you won't learn anything. And that's connected to making sure that you should be willing to learn too, right? Because I think having a trainee who's willing to learn is one of the best types of trainees that a trainer could get. Because even if you're not that good, but if you're willing to learn, if you could take feedback, and if you're able to apply those feedback right away, you would get better. Like those success stories that we talked about earlier. So I think a trainee who's willing to learn, and a trainer who's dedicated and making sure that these trainees learn what they need to learn is a really good combination. So we're not looking for someone who's very, very good, right? In an ideal world, that's what we want. We want trainees who could just get instructions just like that, right? But it doesn't happen all of the time. So we just need someone who would take the feedback and who would really make sure that they do their best. In that way, they could improve. I think those are the biggest things that we need when you start joining training.
I agree. I remember Jinji, she's a training manager here at REVA Global, who would share that we need you guys to be a sponge. Like whenever we have our handoff calls, like we need our trainees to be a sponge and learn to unlearn things, and of course learn new things as well. So yeah. That's very helpful. Thank you so much for that one. Roland, this would be the last question for you today. So we'll talk about the methodologies that you use, or the best practices that you employ to ensure that trainees are going to be well prepared for their role as a virtual professional here at REVA Global. So can you share those with us?
Sure. I'll give you a very short answer for this. We employ three methodologies in training. We go for instructor-led training. We have interactive training and computer-based training, because obviously it's work from home. So we think that all three methods are important and are effective based on all of the batches that we've already trained.
Yes, of all batches, meaning we have 100 plus batches that we've already endorsed to operation. So it's a tried and tested formula that we have here at REVA Global. So yeah, that will be it. Thank you so much for sharing all of those with us today, Roland.
Thank you too, Mary.
All right, so that's pretty much it for today. I think I'm just going to be sharing a few takeaways from today's session. Roland, number one, the most important thing is to make sure that everyone at home knows that you are working so that there's not going to be unnecessary distraction during training. So always make sure that your camera is off, or that you have a virtual background. So that's the number one reminder for everyone. And essential keys to being a successful virtual assistant. Number one is that you have to have good communication skills. As per Roland, you are reliable, because even if you are good, if you're not there, then you can deliver, right? And number three, last but not the least, is that you're willing to learn, be a sponge, learn to unlearn and learn new things. And VA experience is not really required here at REVA Global, but as long as you have these three skills, essential skills, then you're good. Okay, so that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much, Roland, for joining us for today's episode. This is episode number 3. Watch out for the 4th episode. We'll be posting when it'll come out. And please remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. We have YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We have all of those. Make sure to follow us for updates and job opportunities here at REVA Global. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today's episode. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.